This is Alie.
And Georgia, and this is Slumber Party.
Now, you might know us from the internet. We once made a drink called the McNuggetini, and through a series of events, we're now on Cooking Channel on a show called Unique Sweets and a web series called Classy Ladies.
But this is our podcast where we sit in a pillow fort in Allie's apartment in our pajamas with a guest. There's jelly beans. There's white wine spritzers.
There's ghost stories. There's prank stories. Seriously, we're in a pillow fort. I'm wearing pajamas right now. There's nothing mature about it.
It's like a grown-up slumber party. For our first episode, we have the wonderful Kula Vilaysack from TV and comedy. She is also in a onesie.
So we're going to talk to her about growing up and about some ghost stories. Just slumber party stuff. Y'all, let's get comfortable. Maybe we'll freeze her bra.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Alie, what are you drinking?
I'm having a really disgusting wine spritzer, Georgia. I got a hold of this wine that is supposed to be angel food flavored, which is all kinds of bad ideas in a bottle, and it's screw cap, it's from like a reputable vineyard, but it seemed like a bad idea, and I gave it the benefit of the doubt, and it's disgusting.
It's terrible, but we mixed it with some kombucha. Homemade kombucha, right, Alie?
No, we used cherry soda because the kombucha smelled like a toilet.
I thought this had kombucha in it. Oh.
No. So we're having essentially really terrible wine spritzers. We have a jar full of jelly beans and some red vines, and we're in a pillow fort in my living room.
Yeah.
And shit's awesome.
It is kind of the best day
Doesn't
ever.
really
and
get-
we're in pajamas.
I'm in pajamas right now. I slept in this shirt that I'm wearing right now. I slept in this.
I'm not wearing a bra.
It's awesome.
And it's wonderful.
Why am I wearing one?
I don't know why the fuck you're wearing a bra. Take it off.
God. No one wants to see that.
No one can see that.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to be doing this podcast, and it's going to be loosely based on like a childhood slumber party. So we'll ask questions like truth or dare style questions and prank stories and just fun stuff like that.
We're going to get hells intimate, y'all.
We're going to get so intimate. We're going to put your underwear in the freezer if you fall asleep. So make sure you don't fall asleep.
It's really hot in this pillow fort, and that sounds amazing to have frozen underpants. Okay, so this week, Georgia.
Yeah.
What did you learn this week?
One thing I learned this week. Well, I'm reading that punk rock book.
What's it called?
Please Kill Me, and it's by Legs McNeil, who was like this amazing writer of the like 70s punk rock New York scene.
Okay.
Right? Like Iggy and Ramones and everything. I learned that they cremated Sid's body and dumped it over Nancy's grave.
What?
Yeah. Did you know that?
No.
First of all, they don't think that that Nancy was killed by Sid. Like everyone in the scene is like, no, that was this crazy drug dealer. Like it's known.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when Sid died, like a week or two later, they cremated him and snuck over the cemetery gate because Nancy was Jewish and her parents were like, get the fucking creep away from me. In the movie, Sid and Nancy, the mom trips in the airport and dumps the ashes everywhere. But you know what's weird?
What?
That was just for the movie.
Why did they do that?
They do fake things in movies.
That's all kinds of bullshit.
Yeah, weird, right?
That's not punk rock.
No.
In the end, everyone's alive and they ride off in the sunset in a convertible and she gets a makeover. What? No. Yeah. Can I tell you that I saw that movie when I was a kid? We had two fish and we named them Sid and Nancy because my older sister was like kind of punk and she was a troublemaker. So she taught us all kinds of things about like metal and punk that we shouldn't know at like 7.
Right.
But, I don't remember the end of that movie, and I wonder if it's because it was turned off before things got really bad.
Before it got real. It was just a love story in your mind then. No one died.
Yeah, I can't remember that he died like a week later. I just remember he comes down the steps singing.
That's right.
Yeah, but I guess he's dead then. He's in heaven. He
died of a drug overdose.
Well, why do they scatter his ashes on her grave? What if she was like, ugh, get this off me?
No, because they were in love. They were like madly. No, I think I believe it. I think they were really in love, and I think, yeah. So
would you want your ashes on someone else's grave? Would you want to? No?
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, you're dead.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
I don't think anyone should. I don't understand why anyone buries anyone anymore.
I don't either. My dad and I were talking about that. He wants to be at the very top of a mausoleum when he dies so that no one can pee on his grave. And I'm like, why Dad, who have you pissed off that they want to pee on your grave?
Do you want to hear something terrible?
Yeah.
I hated my grandma. She was the biggest C word, and I don't say that very often.
What was the nickname you called her?
We called her Grandmapotamus because she was morbidly obese. She was a terrible woman. She was a tyrant, and everyone hated her. She was like the evil matriarch, like in a movie. But I always told my sisters that when she died, I would dance on her grave for $1,000. I didn't care. I would do it, and I'm not a very malicious person, but I was like, I'd do it. She was buried in a mausoleum, and I would have to pull a Lionel Richie to do that, and I think she did that on purpose.
Do it. I'll hold you up, and you can tap dance on the side of the wall.
I'll do it. I'll get some kind of ladder arrangement. I'll get me like a weird pulley, like a rock climbers. I'll be like, belay.
Done. All right. What did you learn this week?
Oh, this is doesn't have anything to do with corpses, and now I feel weird. But it does have to do with being possessed by demons, kind of. But I learned the word lycanthropy. Do you know that word?
I don't. What does that mean?
I thought that, I feel like other people know this and I didn't, but lycanthropy is the act of turning into a werewolf. There's a word for that. Yeah, it sounds like a skin condition. Like I got diagnosed with lycanthropy, but it's really when you start to like sprout hair all over your body.
This isn't a fairy tale thing. Like when people actually get this issue of spreading hair.
No. But when you actually turn into a half man, half wolf, and you start killing people and like raping children and then eating their body parts.
Rape children?
I bet. I don't think they have a lot of scruples. I think they do all kinds of things.
Since she nodded her head that she knows what we're talking about, let's introduce our guest, our very first guest on our very first podcast for Slumber Party with Alie and Georgia. We're introducing Kulap, who we adore. She's an actress, a comedian. She does Who Charted, which is the most awesome podcast ever.
Yeah. Are you going to say her last name?
Villacek.
Villacek. Villacek.
I'm Polish, so that's why. That's totally why I did that.
I have no excuse. Can you say it?
Vilaysak.
Oh,
thank you.
Hello, ladies. I'm so excited.
I like how this is a BYO surname party. Like, say your own surname when you get here. We're not saying it.
You're giving me a lot. I've got a huge thing here of glass jar filled with good jelly beans, big ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
Red vines in front of me. I have a drink. I'm in a pillow blanket fort. I'm in my pajamas.
The best pajamas I've ever seen in my life.
I'm in a onesie.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's in a onesie.
Kulap seemed like in a onesie that's like perfect for an infant, only she has like it unbuttoned to reveal like these amazing bosoms. It's the most confusing.
Going on in this
I'm heaving a little.
Yeah. It's the most confusing visual and it's gorgeous. So Kulap, what did you learn this week? Did you learn anything?
Oh, did I learn anything this week? Oh, I learned that someone who I admire, and I'm a huge comic book nerd, and there's a comic book writer named Gail Simone who I love. She wrote her Wonder Woman is like one of my favorite of all times, right? So she surprised me by making me a character in Batgirl. And my husband is Sir Scott Aukerman, and she had talked to him about it, and they just kept this like awesome surprise, and so I'm like reading it, and I'm like, what? Huh? It's just jarring because my name is Kulap.
Oh my God.
And she the character is like blah blah blah. Don't you think Kulap? And I was like, oh.
How did he know her? Like, are they?
We know her from. I guess she listened to the podcast.
Oh.
She listened to Scott's podcast, Comedy Bang Bang, I think, for a while. And then we have become friends through the years, like certain Comic Cons, and she's seen shows at the UCB and stuff.
Did it come out this week?
It came out this week.
What does your character do?
It's called Batgirl. It's Batgirl number 10. It's for the new 52 DC. Oh God.
So it's out now. So people who have like just they can't handle their crushes on you can go read that and beat off to that.
And I think the first character whose like comic boobs are smaller than my actual boobs.
Because it's done by a woman, probably, right?
Do you have any idea how much I wish I had a slide whistle right now?
Let's put that on our notes.
Something we need that. We'll Foley that in.
What does your character do in it?
I so far it's revealed that I am like a bad vigilante.
Wow.
Yeah, in a gang.
So far, meaning you're going to be in more.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh my God.
And my full name's going to come out.
No.
And the character's Laotian.
Oh my
God.
Tell us a little bit about your background, because I think it's fascinating.
My family is from Laos. Mm-hmm. And I am first generation, born in America. So my mom came from a Thai refugee camp. She escaped from Laos, and I think it was post-Vietnam War. Mm-hmm. And so within a month of her coming to America, to Washington, D.C., she had me.
Within a month. Crap. So she traveled like with 8 months of Kulap in her.
Yeah, in a refugee camp pregnant. That's gotta suck.
That's where I was conceived, bitches.
Oh my God, that's so sexy.
Probably in a tent like the one Engineer Dustin's in right now.
That is the sexiest thing I've ever heard.
That's a pretty hot camp romance. So you went to fashion school, and then were you just like, enough with these fashion people. I'm not into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like fashion people. It's like, because I went for the business of fashion, and that's like a whole other type of crazy.
But you love gays, so it seems like fashion would be a great place for that.
That's true. I do love the gays. Team gay, as you know. Yeah. Yeah, and also, because, you know, I kind of was like, my mom always said, like, if you don't like my rules, then leave. And I was like, great. Like,
when you
that's
came
the
here,
plan.
did you know anyone in Los Angeles?
No.
Oh my God. Did you
Really?
Did you come here on purpose to kind of be like, I'm going to get out of here?
I came here, to get out of here. Yeah, definitely. And I was like, well, California sounds awesome. I like fashion. I love to shop. Here we go. And then I kind of went. And I think my mom was so shocked that I actually did it.
Those first couple of years in Los Angeles when you don't know anyone are terrifying.
Yeah.
We've
How
all
did you
done
meet
it.
friends when you first came here?
I was set up by FITM with like 3 other girls who went to the school. So that's basically how, like, just FITM. But FITM people are weird. Like, if you go downtown, the campus is so beautiful and there's this huge lawn, but no one's sitting on it because they're wearing like short skirts and like high heels. It's wasted lawn.
It's like a fashion show every day, probably.
Yeah, and there were so many gay guys. There was like no. I think I dated a guy, and I think he was bi.
Oh, no, like,
You think?
Yeah,
You think?
yeah.
So how did you get into
He had a
comedy?
beautiful blonde fade,
I don't know. I dated a bi
cocoa
guy.
skin.
You know how I found out he was bi? Is
How?
he kept using all of my face creams, and then we were supposed to go to a wedding in Toronto, and the night before the wedding he admitted to me that he had a 4-year affair with the groom.
how long have you been dating him?
For 3 years.
Oh my God. Something you want to
Musical
tell you.
theater. I didn't get that. I didn't understand the fact that he was so into musical theater.
Wait, but my husband's really into musical theater.
It's definitely not like it's not a positive, correlation, but okay. But I still want to know how you went from fashion to comedy. Cause you're so funny. I remember the first time I ever saw you before I ever met you, I think you were on the MTV Music Awards.
No.
Do you remember that? That was like years ago. You were you were doing some gig in the audience, I think with Paul Russ, but I'm not sure, or with Neil Campbell. Two comedian people. Anyway, but I remember someone was like, that's cool up. She's hilarious. And I was like, I love what she's doing.
Oh, was that with the Human Giant guys when I pretended to be pregnant and and Rob Hebel pretends to give birth to my baby?
Oh my God.
I think that was my intro to you.
And I'm interrupting their magic show.
I think that was my
And
intro
then
to you.
he delivers my baby, and then my baby has a playing card on it, and he goes, "Is that your card?" on stage.
How fun.
It was super fun. And how I like to play those things is to be super realistic, not funny at all, just fully like, I'm dying and I'm having a baby. Oh my God. I like to scare anyone that's around me when I do those types of bits.
I think
That
that's I
terrifies
like
me.
Hyper realism.
So how did you get into acting then? When did you decide to do
Second
that?
City.
Really?
Yeah, Second City, LA. You guys, a little insight. I was in speech.
Oh, were you?
I was a humorous interpretation.
Oh my God. That makes so much sense.
So,
I was thematic intro.
of course you
You know why? Because we got a binder and we didn't have to memorize stuff.
You did have
Yeah.
binders.
This is like
guys are
hardcore,
nerding
like
out.
school nerd stuff. But in speech class, you had to like pick impromptu. You'd have to pick like Lincoln Douglas, and thematic interpretation got a binder where you could look at notes. And I was like, that's not fair. I'm doing that one. And but humorous interp, you had to have several characters.
Yes, and then when you did different characters, like you were supposed to go like different levels. Like the old Asian lady would be down here, oh hello, how do you? And then up here could be the English man. So you're just like, you look like this schizophrenic idiot, switching between the two.
Oh, high school.
Yeah, Saturday mornings, dress up like young business professionals,
feel
go
like
to
I'd
some
be-
random high school.
I'd be in a better place right now if I had participated in stuff like what you guys are talking about.
Do you want to have a truth bomb? My speech class was totally formative in my critical thinking and writing skills. And I hated the woman. Hate Mrs. Stark. I'm pretty sure she's dead. I think she died of just bad bile, but she, the actual critical thinking skills and having to like present that to a room full of assholes on a Saturday morning in, you're right, business attire. There's something about that sharpens you.
Wow.
But you did like stand up when you were in high school in the speech class.
Was it though? I mean,
Yeah. You were standing up.
Can we talk about ghost stories?
yeah.
Let's go to
do
a
it.
slumber party topic and let's
Sure.
talk about ghost stories because I heard you have one.
Well, I heard who is of the two of you who doesn't
believe.
Georgia, that's me. I want to believe so much in ghosts, and so I always ask people their stories to be convinced. But Alie is just like sold on it.
Oh, ghosts are mad real. Here's why I think that. Okay, do you have any idea how many radio waves are in this room right now? Like, if you turn on a radio, you could get any station. Your phone is collecting information. So who's to say that there are ghosties everywhere and we just don't have the antennas to see them?
I don't see A to B in that.
There's things in the air that we can't detect that are like radios that have been around since like for 100 years. That has nothing to
do with dead people.
Sure it does. I mean, haven't you ever thought about someone and then a minute later they call or text you? Mm-hmm. I think there's all sorts of weird telepathic shit and weird like spirits and consciousness that we just can't detect yet. And I think that ghosties are part of that. And I believe so hard in them.
I'm so mad at you for calling them that. I'm not gonna hunt.
You know what I realized? You know what I realized about ghosties is that if ghosts exist, they are probably naked, because why would you not be if you're a ghost? I'd be like, boo-doo-doo-doo, I'm shaking my junk at you. You can't even see me.
I don't know if it works like that. Cool, do you believe in them?
Yeah, I do believe them. I have come across a few myself. And so, but I'm a weird. Well, I think I am a weirdo. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Sure. Back to ghosts.
More about who I am. Sure. I have had a couple times where I felt a ghost try to communicate me, and I said no, thank you.
Wait, you gave him the hand? You gave the poltergeist the hand? You can't do that. They'll throw a face at you.
Has not been an issue yet. Apparently ghosties are listening here now, so maybe it will, and I will keep you updated if it becomes an issue.
I bet there's a ghost grabbing his crotch within feet of us, and we just can't. He thinks it's so funny. I don't think it works like
that. I'm gonna just come right out and say it. I don't think, if there are such things as ghosts, they're not like grabbing their crotch. They're not.
They are mocking us with their ghosty genitals so much.
That makes me never want to die, because how fucking horrible would that be?
It'd be so fun.
Grab your crotch at people.
It'd be so fun.
Well, I think
you'd never be hungry. You'd never be tired, and you could just grab your junk at anyone you wanted that annoyed you.
Because you get to eat food.
Well, that's true. But I mean, you would never suffer for want of things. Okay. You would just fly around and you'd sit wherever you want.
George said, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go with you down that road.
So wait, what ghosts have you seen? How have they tried to communicate?
Okay, one time, I was staying with my friend in New York, and I think it's Stuyvesant Village. That was the first time I've been to New York. It was like in 2006 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I had heard how small apartments are, but because hers was this like post-war, and because her grandparents gave it to her, basically. It's huge. It was this huge,
that's the
beautiful.
Like on Friends, where they inherited an apartment, and you're like, no one lives there.
Yeah,
no one
it's
could ever have
crazy.
that place.
It was something that crazy of like they played $1,200.
Oh my god!
A month for like a 2-bedroom with a huge living room.
That's Friends.
Yeah, I was like, wow. So the last night I think it was the last night I was there. I slept in the girls whose grandparents. She got it from her grandparents. Mm-hmm. Her grandfather was put in a home, so she just kind of like slipped in basically to get that great rent.
Good for her.
And so I stayed in her room for the first time that night. And that night I put in my iPod, my earbuds, and I remember I went to sleep. I left the light on, and I remember waking up, just eyes opening. I felt something to the right of me, and I had my glasses off, and I felt a figure to the right of me. I felt that I knew somehow that she was a woman. She was wearing a lot of layers, and I just knew what she was. I knew instinctively, and I went, and I put the covers up, and I said, and I've done this multiple times in my life, but this is the perfect example where I go, no, and I went back to sleep. And in the morning, I talked to the girl, the granddaughter. I was like, where'd your grandma die? She's like, in that room.
Oh my god.
And this is what I put together, is that she's probably like, who are you? Why are you in...
Yeah.
You're not my granddaughter. Where's my granddaughter?
Oh, like, she's investigating.
Yeah.
What if she was racist?
That's also a possibility. Now we're thinking about a time. This is like, when was the war?
Oh, no.
What if a racist poltergeist tried to mad dog you and you gave her the hand?
I mean, it's a possibility. She could be within me right now. I should probably do ayahuasca to exercise her out.
Oh my God, I love it.
What if you taught her a lesson about tolerance?
I was like,
Also, I love gays.
Yeah, don't even start with me.
Did you ask her, was your grandma really into layering? Was she a bohemian type? Did you say, what did she wear?
Was your grandma Stevie Nicks?
For real? It was as if she took a bunch of blankets. Like, it was like she had all these blankets. Yeah.
Oh my
Like
God,
a funeral shroud.
Like the way we're sitting under a bunch of blankets right now. You guys.
But yeah, I don't desire to communicate with ghosts. That's
But
not
you
something
believe
that I
that
would
they
do.
exist.
Well, yeah, because this is not the first time.
I have ghost stories too, but I'm still like, don't believe it.
You're still denying them.
Well, the thing is, all the radio waves you talk about, well, also our brains do a lot more stuff than we're aware of.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think there's and someone I was talking to someone about how the next leap in an evolutionary sense for humans will be like some sort of telepathic certainty and communication that way. Like we've evolved in so many ways, but in the absence of that, we just have technology. We just have I'm going to telepathically communicate via this cell phone to your cell phone.
Well, I don't think telepathy and ghosts have anything to do with each other.
Really?
No.
I think bringing back to the idea of the radio as an example of talking about, even with, I've already mentioned ayahuasca, but that, when you think about turning a channel and stuff, we do have in our nerves already and in our brains receptors that we don't quite understand what form. As you know, we don't use all of our brain, but I think there are different forms of consciousness.
Totally.
And so now if we go further and we talk about the soul and we talk about, then we can connect that to when we die, and then we can get spiritual. It can go, and I almost wonder if we're figuring out this technology and we're understanding the words for technology so that we can start to understand how our brains work. So we can go, okay, well now I have a reference point to kind of describe the unknown and how the inner workings of my brain.
But what if those biological capacities we have just atrophy because of technology? That's a good point. We don't use our legs as much because we have cars. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
The same way, and we suffer for it, but we also benefit. So what if it's the same kind of thing? And what if there are ghosties that escape your bodies, just like those waves? And I think if we keep denying them, I think one day people will find out, like we understand the body so much more than we used to. We used to think you have a humor in you that needs to be tapped. And I think we'll say, can you believe we didn't believe that ghosties existed and we denied them? And now we have the technology. We understand things. They're all around us. In this apartment building that we're in right now.
Yeah.
We're in my apartment. And I almost didn't move in because everyone who has heard of this apartment knows that it's haunted. So I was like, hell no. I was about to sign a lease. I was moving from a place in Silver Lake that was that had a lot of gang activity and both my neighbors were shot. And so I was like, I should move before I get shot, I guess. And then I almost signed a lease and someone said there are tons of, it's so haunted. And then, so I almost didn't move in. Then I realized that ghosts don't have guns. So I'd probably be safer here regardless. But everyone who's heard of this place it's a known fact. And Dustin told us today that apparently John Lennon used to stay somewhere in this apartment building.
Top floor. This is where he stayed when he was in LA.
Endless summer.
Yeah, Los Feliz Manor. He was staying on the top floor.
I want to find some history on this, but I also kind of don't because I know that people were murdered in this place.
Do you guys people were murdered everywhere? Do you guys watch Long Island Medium? Have you ever watched that? Oh my God.
No, but I want to take a picture of her into a supercuts and just be like, give me this and see what they say.
It's
she has a blonde white helmet.
Oh, she's amazing. But I mean, I believe that though. So why don't I believe that?
Speaking of makeovers, can we have 2 seconds of girly slumber party about beauty?
Let's talk girly stuff.
Please. You want to talk about ghosts or?
You look 12. And I think, and speaking of immortality, I'm pretty sure that you're immortal. Ooh. What do you use on your stupid skin to make it look so good, you bitch?
Sweet bitches, I brought a knapsack filled with my evening ritual.
Can you give
Skincare is huge for me, you guys. It's like
apparently.
I'm very my sisters. Like when they visited me recently, they wanted to go lay out a lot. I'm like, what? I
love laying out.
Why do you know? But your skin. What about your skin? I don't know when. I just kind of realized I like my skin. It's really nice. I want to keep it this way. I don't want to be chewy.
Word. Can I tell a cautionary tale of my friend's ants?
Yeah. Yes.
You know the ants on The Simpsons? The two iguana ladies?
Yeah.
They were like that. He had two sister ants like that. They tanned with Pennzoil, like 10 weight 40. You should see them. They look like leather
My mom
pouches.
did Crisco. My mom was young. That's like the thing.
Yeah. They look like a tanned hide. They look like a buckskin vest with hair. It's amazing. So no laying out, for God's sakes, everyone.
Ever like once every month.
No.
God, I love it so much.
What do you just tell us what you moisturize with?
Okay.
For God's sakes,
What
we
did you
need
bring?
to know.
What did you bring for?
And this is applicable to boys too. I went on a date with a guy recently, and he was a douchebag, but his skin was amazing. And I was like, if you weren't so pretentious, I would really want to spend more time with you. But he had the most beautiful skin. So
really
boys, this is for you. This matters.
Okay. And also, I'm like, I was so annoying to my sisters because, like, before they went to bed, I'm like, did you wash all your makeup off? Did you wash all your makeup?
Oh, I need you to live with me and do that.
It's so important.
You have to wash your face every night.
There's a line that I like very much. You can get it at Sephora. It's called Korras. It's a Greek line. It's also, I try my bestest not to use brands that are tested on animals that are cruelty free. But I also, it is important for me for it to be effective. So this line succeeds in both.
Can I say though, as girls and as human beings and as a slumber party, that when someone is fresh out of a breakup or is having a self-esteem crisis, it is your duty as a friend to take pictures of them that look hot.
Sure.
Use a filter on them and then post them on a network and tag them in it so that other people can see that they're having a good time.
Yeah. Do Sierra. I think gives a great even skin tone.
Okay.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Again, spiteful.
But have you ever done that? Have you ever in like a moment of low self-esteem been like, someone take a hot picture of me, please? Someone put that up somewhere.
Come on.
You know what happens when I do that with Alie? I take a lot of those photos for Alie, and then I'll ask her to do one, and she's like, and I'll be like smiling, and she's like, I'm filming, haha, and like laugh at me. Do you know that thing that your fucking asshole friends do when they're like, I'll take a photo of you, and they just start filming you make stupid fucking faces? Alie, you did that to me so hard.
I've got some good ones. But I do post cute photos of you. It's true. I took a photo of Georgia wearing my glasses. I took my glasses off and she put them on, and I took a picture. I was like, and I thought in my head, that's a great picture. She's going to look at this and say, I'm so cute. And I handed her the phone and she went, I'm so cute. I was like, oh, that's my Georgia.
I don't know.
It's true. We know each other well enough also to know each other's angles.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
And like fix each other's bangs.
That's wonderful.
it's helpful.
The video recording thing is a dick move.
I'm going to montage them all together.
Also, that'd be great. Do you look at, I'm the ugliest person when I'm sleeping.
I mean, I don't know.
No one's ever taken if you don't know, meaning Scott's never taken a photo of you, that means you look fine when you sleep. But I have multiple photos that my fiance took of me while I'm sleeping, and I am so hideous.
What?
No, it's
Georgia is hilarious when she sleeps. Georgia goes into a zone. Georgia goes away from us. She leaves this astral plane and she's gone. And in her place is just this sprawled out. She looks like a sprawled out squirrel. And she's just like mouth agape. She's totally gone.
I might be drooling.
She's totally drooling. And so I have a lot of photos of Georgia because we travel a lot together. So I have photos of her on planes,
I love
on trains, in
automobiles.
Cars. Absolutely.
Can you believe it? Those aren't two pillows.
What?
Thank you, Dustin. Oh, you guys, skincare wise, I have an idea for a girl date.
Okay.
Korean day spa.
Yes. And yes.
I've never been to one.
I've never been to one.
I know.
What?
Neither.
You guys? Are you guys are okay with nudity, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's, I mean, you're going to see rolls.
Wait, my
you're gonna
own
see
nudity or other
folds.
people's nudity?
Both, friend.
I'm fine.
Both.
I'm cool.
I feel like it would
they're
be...
gonna be older Korean ladies. They keep it
Dude,
tight,
I go to
but
the
they
Y.
scrub down.
I go to the Y and I see lots of things happening.
Okay. Now picture a Korean lady in somewhat of a man-made stream, just squatting there, really making sure that her bottom is
What?
move.
Really?
I'm scared.
But it's awesome.
Here's the thing. Is it possible if the first time I go to a Korean day spa, much like karaoke or something else that's public and embarrassing, someone gives me a substance or like a Xanax or we go out for, we go have one glass of whiskey ahead of
Absolutely.
time. I feel like that would be a situation that I would be very, very uncomfortable in for the first couple of moments.
Really? Yeah. I'm one of those people who don't care.
My problem is I'm afraid that I'm going to be staring at people's nipples too much, or I'm going to be like, oh, that's weird.
It's not the nipples that you'll be
that's
staring at.
You know what I mean? And I'm afraid I'm going to be like I'm going to be a weird visual predator where I'm going to want to stare at everyone.
There'll be so many. It's not like there's that one naked body. You'll become desensitized
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
You know what? You know what freaks me out more than naked people are germs, and I can't. I can't take a bath in my shower bathtub.
Yeah.
And even in my own because it's disgusting. Germs.
Well, they have very strong rules, but yeah, I can still understand. Like they're very. I mean, because this is really a big part of the Korean culture, and you see just like that's. I mean, look at Korean skin though. Like even the older ladies, they keep it tight.
Yeah,
like
have you ever caught anything at a Korean spa? No one's ever caught anything.
No, not that.
Okay.
Yeah, but they very much like you have to take a shower before you do this. You do that. But yeah, if you're going into you're going into like a hot tub or something, there's it's a bit of a poon soup.
Then I would need
poon soup. Anyone want to go for some shabu shabu? Poon shabu shabu
and poon soup.
That's a nod to Howard Kramer, Dragon Boy Suede.
I love it.
He has an amazing song called Poon Soup.
Oh my god!
Where two lesbian lovers, that's how they clean their accoutrements.
Love it. That
They
guy.
make you poon soup.
How is that? I see him and I can't picture him saying stuff like that because he
Really?
No, is he just terrible?
Well, I guess maybe, and he also tries to keep it like under wraps, even in Who Charted too. Like he's like he thinks that I'm the disgusting one. I am disgusting, but he's trying to play like he's like a little more not as crude,
Classy, a little classier. Oh,
the man who wrote and performs Poon Soup.
Poon soup.
Awesome. It seems like in Los Angeles, a lot of people have writing partners, comedy partners, podcast partners.
Yeah.
And that's, I feel like, people need more training in their youth about like how to really nurture a friendship into something that you can monetize. Do you know what I mean?
We've totally Alie and I have monetized our friendship.
Yeah. We're like, we really like each other.
So it should be taught in Montessori or something.
Yeah,
like
it
that.
really should. There should be a whole monetizing your friendship.
Yeah. Don't just hold hands while you walk to the bus. Also, get a podcast and make some fucking money.
That's so funny.
How can you get the world to sign on and pay for this friendship? I don't know. It's weird.
How did you do it?
Yeah. Wow.
How did you hook up for Who Tried It? And tell us how long you've been doing Who Tried It as well.
We have been doing it. I think our next show will be the 81st show.
Wow.
So, and we haven't missed a week.
Holy
Since
crap.
the beginning. And Howard and I have known each other since I was probably like since Scott and I first started dating, which would be around like 19 or 20s when I met Howard and and Chip Pope at the same time. But then just separately, Howard was looking to do a show with Earwolf when Earwolf first started, and Scott thought that Howard's idea, and it's Howard's idea, the podcast completely, that it needed kind of like a somebody who gave information out, who could clearly say what the songs were,
like a Robin to his Howard Stern.
Yeah. Exactly. And so, I saw you guys the night before. It was when Jason Wolner had that For Local party.
Jesus. That was the night before.
Our friend Jason Wolner threw a party it was December the 5th.
Yes.
Of 2010, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was, I have a crazy memory for dates. And it was right before Four Loko got banned.
Yeah.
So it was the last remaining case.
He bought like $300 worth of
I mean, now it's back again, but they've made it, they've changed the formula. So it's not as,
this was Coke
murderous.
Classic.
Yeah. That was a crazy
that was
party.
the equivalent to like a comedy Coke party because like everyone was so sweaty and tweaked.
Yeah. Loud and like talking loudly.
Yeah.
Really, everyone was way too animated.
Yeah.
I saw someone boiling it on the stove to drink as a tea, and I was like, shit's gonna get weird.
I'm almost certain that was Michael Penn.
Yeah, I think it was him. Yeah.
I've actually heard about this party on other podcasts.
It was a night to remember.
It was.
And the following day, it was like late afternoon. It was the first time Howard was explaining to me what we were going to do. We were just going to try it and see how it goes. And I was like, well, let's walk around the block. And we were walking around. He's like, can you slow down?
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay.
You're still fucking high.
Did you do your first episode the next day?
Yeah.
Because I remember on Twitter, Wolner for Loco was a hashtag, and I checked in, and no one was out of bed before 4. Everyone's like, I feel like death. Like I feel like I drank
had the
Drano.
weirdest dreams I've ever had in my life.
I didn't put on pants the next day.
It's it's Windex.
Yeah.
It's flavored Windex. That's what it is.
Worst. Yeah.
Same consistency, same coloring. It's horrible.
I would do it all over again though. Is that weird?
I would. I went
totally do it
home that
again.
night and played ukulele till like 5 in the morning. but alone. And then I just didn't. The next day was a wash. I was like, this day doesn't exist.
Sometimes you need that. What's your hangover like? MO, like when you have a hangover.
Oh, I don't want to go any. Yeah, it's the same thing without the ukulele.
Well, Alie is really weird in that when she has a hangover, she likes to punish herself. She'll go for like a crazy hike or like a run to like burn it off.
I was raised Catholic, so I do this weird atonement thing where I'll go drink I'll drink a 5-hour energy and go on like a 7-mile run and just get it out of me, like an exorcism. I'll be like, that never happened. I'm writing this wrong. It's weird.
And I'll just sit at home and watch true crime shows.
Oh, good.
And eat gross. It's like an excuse to eat gross food.
Yeah, for me, it would be catch up on Ancient Aliens.
Oh, alien shit. Actually, I have
alien shit. What would you eat? Like, if you could eat anything on your hangover?
I was going to say, we should get you some kitchen raid as long as we're slumber partying. If you could eat anything, ramen.
Really?
Are you kidding? Absolutely. Oh,
ramen's good.
Daikuka tutorial.
Daikuya. There's a cool up Vilaisak. That's how you say my name.
How do you say the ramen place downtown in Los Angeles?
Daikuya, I think.
It's got a lot of K's and a lot of Y's, but it's the best, most delicious ramen. There's an egg in the middle.
I was going to say, is there an egg in it? That'll beat your hangover. Yeah. Like, and when it's spicy?
I get it. It's spicy and gives me. And then if you ever have leftovers, which I never do, and you put them in the fridge, the next day it's solid because it's all pork fat. It's just liquid pork fat when you have it hot. It's so good. Why? What do you have?
Oh man, I don't even. What do I have?
What's your most indulgent food? If you could eat anything.
Well, I know when it's like I need home food. Like I need food. Like I need it to comfort me. I need it to be my blankie. It's usually some sort of noodle. It'll be like pad thai. Nice. Chicken. I make this crazy mac and cheese.
Ooh.
Like it's
Is there Four Loko in it?
Even though you grew up in a Baptist, or not grew up, but you lived in a Baptist home for a while, you still ate authentic.
Well, because I lived with them when my mom got on her feet, then we moved away.
Okay.
So yeah, it was mainly an Asian Lao Thai food.
Nice.
And my mom owned a Thai restaurant.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and that's why that's why I know how to make.
So you actually know how to make pad thai instead of getting the Annie's noodles that you get.
Yeah, but if I don't have time, I'll just go to the local Thai place and stuff.
Love it.
Because the thing about Thai food and Chinese food and all Asian food is it's like, do you have time to prep?
Yeah.
The actual cooking is no problem. It's like, can you cut this? Can you, all that, chop this?
That's a good note.
What's your
chicken pot pie?
Really?
Chicken pot pie.
I made chicken pot pie last night.
You did?
Yeah, it was my first go. It was amazing.
I made it last week. It was so good.
Can I tell you guys something?
Yeah.
I know she had that because I saw it on Instagram.
See what a great time she had with the.
She didn't invite me. I texted her. I was like, "Hey, you and your husband look like you're really good."
Can I come over? Can I come over and hang out with you guys? And I'll bring solo cups.
The worst.
I'm eating a red wine right now.
Yeah, it was the perfect timing of when you put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm having solo cups.
I have one more question on our slumber party bonanza, and this is you may not know this off the top of your head, but it's a segment called "Fuck That."
Okay,
and it's one thing that really pisses you off right now, and then one thing that you love so much you would fuck that.
Fuck, something that pisses me off right now. Am I pissed off? I have I'm outwardly very happy. And truly I am when I'm generally happy. Mm-hmm. But I've been doing a lot of work on myself and really being honest with the fact that I'm rage filled and that I have a big account of just anger that I just deposit, but I don't.
Wow. When does it come out? Driving?
I do my best. I view myself as very problematic. And you
seem like you have your shit so together. You're like the nicest, sweetest, funniest person.
But you're not so nice that people would walk on you. Like
you
not
don't seem like an
nice.
Idiot. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
This is compliment time with Alie and Georgia.
Thank you, guys.
Boost your self-esteem.
Welcome to our Stancy Pillow Fort. Let's talk about you.
Truth fort.
So you have some rage?
Yeah, I have some anger and I don't know what to do, and I'm really good at pushing it down, and I'm so afraid of erupting too, but I've really learned how to, and I'm trying to figure out ways to sort of kind of bring it to light or healthfully.
Therapy?
Yeah. Oh, I do therapy.
Okay.
Oh, I do therapy. Guys, I had a shaman at my house 2 weeks ago. I went to a psychic a week before.
Are you serious?
I go to an astrologist. I did 30 weeks in this crazy Israeli Grinberg method on wellness. Guys, I've done
shit.
I've done
I
things.
feel like somewhere in there's some sort of magical enema that we'll talk about when this is done.
How much money do you think you've spent on trying to cure your rage?
My rage, my mistrust of myself, I think that maybe I'm a monster.
Lycanthropy.
Yeah, lycanthropy.
I have a great therapist if you ever need.
Oh, I'm good. I go every week.
Okay. You get sick of yours ever.
He's gay because I'm team gay.
Oh, nice.
TG.
What's up, Dr. Rick?
So do you have anything that you're like, fuck that?
Fuck that. Yeah, I'm having a hard time thinking of something like, let's fuck that. Oh, I hate, no.
Nothing? What about the fact that Santa Monica is now like fucking with their parking meters so that like it just screws everyone over? They're doing a thing where when you put $1 or whatever, $3 in or whatever for an hour, at an hour, you can't put more money in. You have to fucking leave. It has a sensor in the ground.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big Brother.
Jeez.
Big Brother.
Fuck that.
Big Brother.
Fuck that.
What's something you like, Georgia, so much that you would fuck that?
Oh, red vines, I guess. Oh, you know what? Last night I went and saw, what is it? Safety Not Guaranteed.
Oh, was it good?
It was so cute. Yeah. The creepy, like, time travel movie with Aubrey Plaza and
Mark Duplass.
So I have a big crush on.
Yeah, would you fuck that?
I would fuck that. Sorry, Colin, I love you. I would totally. He's so cute.
Yeah.
Married as fuck, though.
Yeah.
I would like to look up his picture and think about that.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah, and he's also in The League.
Really, yeah.
With our friends Nicole and Paul Scheer. Oh, I saw, I fuck Wes Anderson. Like, I like what he does.
Yeah.
No, I would like to fuck his colorscaping.
Yeah.
His sense of whimsy, his the world that he creates. Like, I recently saw why can't I think of the name of the movie? Moonrise Kingdom. I like what he does.
Is it good? I heard mixed things.
I liked it. I like the actors. Those two kids I think were great. The lead kid to me is a combination of our friends Josh Fadem and Alan McLeod.
I love Josh
together
Fadem.
in one little body. You actually might be the girl.
Oh my God, Alie!
Well, then.
Allie's the girl.
Like that.
But yeah, I like what he does.
Okay, fuck him.
I fuck him. And his cinematographer.
Yeah.
His DP. And DP is DP.
They are talented motherfuckers.
Yeah, what about you, Alie?
I think one thing that is fuck that is when George and I get called the girls.
Oh,
what do you mean? Business emails. When we get girls, when we have this weird thing because we're two women that work together. Sometimes we'll be addressed as, well, the girls want final say on these cuts on a show they created, but the network can't give them.
Calling us girls is really.
Calling us girls really pisses me off. Or the ladies, because sometimes we sometimes are up against.
Or why not just Alie and Georgia?
Yeah. I don't know. There's something about, there's a certain tone about like the girls want things that other people who would create something would want. But because it's like this weird little condescension. And whenever I read it, I always like, I don't know. I just twitch with anger. But, one thing I would totally, you guys, you know what I would fuck hard? So hard. In fact, I feel like I keep tapping that literally is Froyo. I tap Froyo so hard.
Yeah.
We live in Los Feliz and there's this place called Froyo Life. Froyolo. Froyolo big time. You only live once. Froyolo. And, I go there to the point where it's daily almost. And I always load up with a ton of whipped cream.
Ooh.
All kinds of toppings.
Whipped cream sounds not good.
I love it. And then on Wednesdays, if you guess the right amount of ounces, you get your Froyo for free, which is like $3 bonus. But I go there enough where I'm so close to guessing. Wow. And luckily, they switch out their underage employees all the time, so like they don't really see that I'm there.
It's tough. That's an age where turnover is going to happen.
But when someone's like, let's catch up over coffee, and I always think like,
go Froyo.
Let's
so
catch
you
up
go,
over
you do Froyo, which is a lighter dessert, and then you go even lighter with an airy whipped cream on top of it.
Yeah.
So whipped cream.
Whipped. I do a little bit of frozen yogurt, to be honest, and then I do a shit ton of whipped cream. And
it's like a whipped cream vehicle.
A little bit, because that's what I really want to eat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm all about. And then I put tons of cereal on it. And I was like, this is the best. And then there's this one place, this Froyo Life place on Hillhurst that has the worst, trashiest magazines.
Oh, yeah.
Piles of them.
yeah.
So you can flip through an In Touch and then you just leave it there. It never even has to come in your home.
Oh, wow.
It's the best. I would fuck that so hard.
You were talking about that cereal, though, makes me think of the Momofuku cereal milk
Oh, yeah.
ice cream, and I would shove that into all of my holes.
Oh, wow. That
right
sounds
now,
sexy.
and I'm warm in this tent. That would be such a summer treat right now.
That sounds fabulous.
Summer
baby.
treat.
Yeah. Soak your underwear in there for a while.
Yes,
Freeze your underpants.
Freeze your underpants.
but I would also I like. I mean, fuck that about like I hate that subtle. The subtle thing you were talking about, the girls, like the girls, like I'm gonna co-sign on your.
Do you get that a
like
lot?
that.
Do you?
I don't get it a lot, but when I do it, it enrages me.
Mm-hmm.
It enrages me
Yeah.
because, like, but also too because I view myself as a boss,
Totally.
and whether that's true or not,
it's just people trying to put you in your place.
I have a hard time.
Yeah.
And also I have a hard time with authority. But if I don't feel that
As you
I'm
should.
being respected, or if I've been become more and more sensitive of just generally in society, like just this kind of subtle girls as an example, or just like I don't accept it.
Good.
Can you imagine if two guys with like a podcast or show had like, hey boys, we the boys want to look at this final cut on something, but we're gonna send it to the network instead. They would rage. They would rage. It makes me turn into a werewolf a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, now we brought it back around to the beginning, to the werewolf.
To
I think we have to sign out forever.
It's time to slumber in the slumber party before the full moon comes out.
What? Thank you so much for being with us, Kulop. This has been so much fun. Who charted and what's your website?
Go to earwolf.com.
Earwolf.com.
Cool. I will. What other homework are you working on?
I'm taking so many Instagram photos at I am cool up.
It's true.
Awesome.
Like the hell out of those. You heart the fuck out of those, you guys. I do.
Come on, guys.
I will.
Thank you.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Well, I guess it's time to go night-night. Thank you so much for being our first ever guest. We love you.
I'm honored.
We're going to put pictures of Kulop in her onesie on the website.
Yeah, we are.
Hit that. Good night.
Night.
Thanks so much for listening to Slumber Party with Alie and Georgia. You can find us online at ALIE and Georgia. We're on Twitter. We're on Tumblr.
Gently stalk us, you guys.
Stalk us.
You can also find us on the Feral Audio page. You can donate to podcasts. It's all volunteer-based, so all of these podcasts come out from people who are laboring out of love. So do donate to keep things on the air. You can also buy things on Amazon through that link, and then it kicks back to us. So
cool. And
get a cookbook.
Okay, subscribe to us on iTunes, and if you like it, leave a review. It helps us in the charts.
We'll see you guys next week. Next Slumber Party is scheduled for Thursday.
FairAudio.com is an artist-friendly podcast collective, hosted by Castmates.fm. Host their own podcast at Castmates.fm. Today, all of our artists reserve the rights to their materials. Your donations directly support your favorite artists, help pay for their show's production, and keep your favorite shows free. Visit FairAudio.com for other original shows and learn about our community and artists that help make this collective possible. Thank you for listening to this podcast. This outro features the music of The Fancy. We are thefancy.net.
Oh, hi, this is Tim Heidecker, and this podcast is brought to you by my podcast, Office Hours Live. And that is a call-in show, basically. I take your phone calls, and we talk about whatever you want to talk about, okay? It is just open and easy and fun, and lots of friends are made. We do it every week. We love you, and it's now available at feralaudio.com. Peace!